Measuring project success is a crucial aspect of project management, ensuring that the project outcomes align with its strategic goals. PMI defines the project success as more than just completing a set of deliverables. It involves achieving the business objectives and delivering measurable value to the stakeholders. Many organizations struggle with defining the success, often focusing on a cost and schedule adherence while overlooking the long term impact. A project may be completed on time and budget, but still fails but it still fail if it does not deliver the expected business benefit or value. By end of the session, we will learn how to understand the role of structured success measurement methodologies, also on how to contribute to the project business improvement. To define the project success criteria at the beginning. So, success criteria should be clearly defined before the project begins. PMI categorizes the success into three dimensions: terms of execution success, such as meeting the project scope, schedule, and budget constraints. The next dimension here as PMI, it recognizes the success here could be the product success. And product success by delivering a solution that meets the stakeholder expectations. The third type here we have is business success, and business success by achieving the strategic goals and long term benefits. Stakeholders play a critical role in defining these criteria, and their expectations should be captured in the project charter and continuously monitored through the project life cycle. PMI emphasizes the project managers must align the success metrics with both tangible and intangible benefits to ensure the accurate evaluation. Now, to talk about measuring the benefits or the ROI or benefits realization. So, PMI highlights the benefit realization management or the BRM as essential practice in tracking the project success. And this involves measuring whether the project outcomes has delivered the expected benefits. Some of these financial metrics includes let's say, the return of investment or the IOR or the ROI to measure the profits of the project. You also has have the net present value or the NPV, which assess long-term value. You might also face backyard period, which determines the how long it takes to recover the cost by implementing the project. For example, in case that you have a construction project where you build a residential building, you were expecting to have a payback of your investment of $10 billion or $10 million to be paid back within 10 years. So this is how you can, let's say, track the payback period. So PMI recommends the continuous tracking of the benefit post implementation to validate the project success. For instance, let's take a software automation project, which may reduce the labor cost by 20%, proving the ROI. However, if the employees struggle with the new system, the expected benefit might not or might not materialize or might not be fulfilled and fully until less your complete employees or full employees have a full training to ensure the efficient utilization of this software automation project. And to conduct a post-project impact assessment, sometimes it takes time for you to assess the impact of your project. Sometimes it takes 3 months, a month. Sometimes these project takes, let's say, a years or 10 years to be measured for to assess its impact. So it depends on the project type, on the project nature, on the project values, on the project way of measuring the success. So you need to consider that not all of the projects has the same way on measuring its impact or to assess the success of these projects. So the post-project impact assessment helps in determining the long-term effectiveness of the project. Unlike execution focused evaluation. This assessment measures the operational efficiency, such as reducing the processing time, also the employee engagement, like the adoption of the new systems, as well as the customer satisfaction as one of these long-term, let's say, project impact assessment, like the improved service quality, which enhances the customer satisfaction. So um, consider that each of these, let's say, assessment measurement depends on the project goals and objectives. So not all of the projects, again, it delivers the same value. By understanding the purpose of having a post project evaluation and measuring the impact on the operation, employees, and customers, and identifying any gaps between expected and actual outcomes, you can, let's say, determine the long term effectiveness of your project. By identifying the key performance indicators or KPI, it provides quantifiable data to track the project success. PMI categorizes the KPI into three main types, including the financial KPIs, as I mentioned, like the ROI or revenue growth or cost savings. Also, these KPIs have an operational KPI, as I mentioned in the previous slide, where we have, say, the operational efficiency, maybe by reducing the processing time, also the cycle time reduction as part of the operational KPIs. We also have this stakeholder KPIs that can be measured by understanding the customer satisfaction scores or the engagement scores by the stakeholders or by the customers. So these you need to consider understanding to ensure that you are having a well-defined structure of assessing the project impact or benefits. So PMI recommends using smart KPIs or smart goals. And the smart KPIs means the KPIs are specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant, and finally time bound to ensure the accuracy. The importance of gathering the stakeholder feedback. So stakeholder feedback provides an insight to the perceived project success. PMI suggests methods such as conducting surveys or having a surveys to have a quantitative feedback on the project effectiveness. You also may conduct interviews, like to have an in-depth insight into the project impact. Also, having a focus groups to engage and gather the stakeholder feedback as a collective discussion on the improvements. So, stakeholder again satisfaction is one of the key indicators for long-term project success. So, ensure that who are having a good relationship with the stakeholders, understanding their needs, solving their concerns, and meeting their expectation to come up on having a survey or interview or focus group that it assesses the value that you have delivered to these stakeholders. The lessons learned and continuous improvement. PMI emphasizes continuous improvement by documenting the lessons learned as part of the project. So this involves capturing what worked well, what didn't work well, um, the challenges that you have faced and how did you overcome them, and recommendation for the process enhancement and the best practices to ensure that there is a continuous environment or continuous learning environment within your organization. Lessons learned should be stored in a centralized knowledge base that to benefit the entire organization that is running, let's say, a similar project of yours. Also, the other projects which can learn, let's say, from the scheduling techniques, the measurement techniques, the, let's say, the monitoring and controlling techniques. So these lessons learned should be captured as part of the project, let's say, a project closure process. Also, it cannot just be captured at the end of the project. It's a continuous process that each of the project phase you might have a specific lessons that you learned within a certain, let's say, duration or phase of your project. So ensure that you have continuous capturing of these lessons learned to be considered as, let's say, success stories or successes success practices for your projects. And let's take an example here where there's a software development project which may experience a scope creep. And by documenting this challenge, it helps the future teams to implement a stricter scope control measures or maybe change the project methodologies, for example, agile or utilizing the Scrum framework as part of the agile methodologies. You need also to create a success report and dashboard. So PMI advises the project managers to create a structured success report to communicate the outcomes. And these reports should include the project performance summaries, the success criteria, KPIs, ROI, or impact data to show the management and to show the organization that your project has delivered a value or it has solved a real problem of the stakeholders, or it met the stakeholder expectations, and it meet or also it met the project objectives for whatever goals and objectives the project were intended to achieve. Also, these reports includes the recommendation for the future projects, so it can be considered as one of the benchmark projects that you have conducted, and it can be used as a good reference for the future projects. So many organizations use real-time dashboards to visualize the project impact. For example, maybe in a supply chain optimization project, which may track the cost reductions through the automated dashboards, ensuring a data-driven decision making. So ensure that as I mentioned, when creating a success report and dashboards, share these reports and dashboards with the stakeholders, with the clients, or with the team, just to show them the sense of success in terms of achieving the project goals, in terms of achieving, let's say, the stakeholder expectations, and also the customer satisfaction as part of the success stories that your project has achieved. So ensure that you design these project dashboards in a way that it delivers the message to the stakeholders or to the customers, or to the leadership team that you have within your organization, to ensure communicating these data and these results in effective way. And these some of these common pitfalls that you need to avoid as a project manager when measuring the success of the project. So some of these common pitfalls when measuring the project success includes focusing only in the execution metrics and ignoring the business impact. Remember when we talked about the business impact, the let's say also the execution impact. Also, when we talked about let me recall the let's say the long-term effectiveness, as we discuss the operational efficiencies, the employee engagement, the customer satisfaction, also the financial impact. We can't just ignore all of these, and also the product success as one of these, let's say, measurement of the success that PMI has categorized it to measure the project success. We say that it has an execution success, has a product success, and business success or business impact. So you cannot ignore all of these aspects and focus only in one, let's say, aspect of the project. Also, common mistakes like organization makes, where to have a lack of stakeholder engagement in defining the success. Lastly, failing to track the long-term benefits. So PMI recommends a structured review processes to prevent these mistakes and ensure a holistic evaluation approach. And will be the last slide. And to summarize our session on measuring the project success and benefit realization as part of the project, uh, let's say, measuring the project success and impact. So we looked at effective project success measurement, which requires a combination of the financial, operational, and stakeholder focused metrics. We also looked into best practices where Project managers should establish a clear success criteria from beginning, conducting an impact assessment after the project completion, and continuously refine the methodologies to enhance the long-term value. By following the PMI structured approach, organizations can ensure their project delivers the meaningful business benefit and value.